Hello once again, Taurus. It's Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au with your March 2016 overview. It's, I guess, a forecast, but I'm more interested at the moment, at this stage of my way of working, at looking at those complexes, those issues in your horoscope that need addressing, rather than a simple chronological date-by-date aspectarian, which you can get on any site, including ours, which I'll tell you about later. The moon has just passed over Mars in your 7th house, so that can be a pretty hot-headed combination, one that really produces a lot of reaction. And I quite like that word, react, in contrast to act. And I always say in life there are two types of people. There are the reactors and there are the actors. So think about that next time you're ready to get into a head-on confrontation with your nearest and dearest. That there are ways of dealing with that. Acting, taking the initiative, being the hero rather than reacting. That knee-jerk reaction that often happens, especially when we become bogged down in a relationship year after year. A groove is set up. It's almost a habitual manner of communicating to the people that we love. This month I'm asking you to step out of that. It's a very important month. There's a powerful new moon which takes place on the 9th in the sign of Pisces. We see right now the sun is there with an approaching square aspect to Saturn in the 8th house of deeper emotional, sexual and intimate issues. That requires a lot of responsibility. Hence my advice to you this month to just chill out, just take a little bit easy. Use this emotional energy to understand and sense intuitively, which the moon is notorious for that, along with Neptune, which is with the sun now. Intuit what's going on with your partner rather than demanding that understanding from them. So we see around the 6th there's the full square aspect. Then on the 9th we see the new moon in the zone of friendships, social activities. Part of the responsibilities that I'm seeing here, part of that reaction may also be to friends, to the way you've been dealing with friendships. And the need to fulfill yourself could be very much thwarted this month. Part of my theme this month for all of the star signs, including yourself, is to look at how Saturn, the planet of attrition, the planet of tests, trials, tribulations, suffering, death, that horrible word, which doesn't always necessarily mean physical death, but most certainly a death of patterns, which for you is one of the most difficult things. We know that, we've talked about that before. The fixity of the sign of Taurus makes it hard for you to, slip through the moment into the next moment without holding on and feeling uncomfortable if your comfort zone is challenged. And that may well be happening at this period, Taurus, with what I'm seeing there in these aspects. Mars is going to be continuing to affect this area of your relationships, your most intimate relationships. That is a problem. The movement of Mars, I'm just having a look here at your transit list, to the sign of Sagittarius takes place on the 6th as well. A lot happening around that first week of the month. It will go retrograde later on and transit back out and back away from those positions that it's taking now. So the 7th house and the 8th house, intimate relationships, and then sexuality, which is where Saturn is. And in the coming months, up to August, believe it or not, this is going to be the primary area of concern, work and discussion that we're going to have here, if you care to join me again, relating to these sexual, intimate, deep feeling areas. This is a transformative house, and when Mars and Saturn come together in that area, it necessitates a new strategy for dealing with these frustrations, these inhibitions, these blocks to your comfort zone. These forces from outside of you pushing you into areas that you don't necessarily want to be in. Now we see also the positions of Mercury and Venus in your career sector. Let me take a look at these, because that Mars is going to cause problems there, and what I've just discussed for you relating to this difficulty in change, moving into new areas of exploration, could well have to do with your workplace, your employers, your co-workers, that type of thing. Now, Mercury, for example, will move to the square of Mars on the 5th. We see the triangular aspect of Mercury to Mars on the 25th. So there's a bit of a difficulty leading up to the 5th, but then things do ease up, and Mercury does move out of the 10th house of career into the 11th house of fulfillment after the first week of the month. You have that new moon in that 11th house as well, so there's a lot of focus on your friendships, your networking, the fulfillment of your desires through this area. But that's going to be challenged by this Saturn and Mars thing that's going on. You need to really focus on your work, not make too much of a big deal of things. But I think for you to move forward, especially professionally speaking, you need to be very, very flexible at this time, and that's going to be hard because your career zone is ruled by another fixed sign, which is Aquarius. So that's tough. All of the main areas of your life as a Taurian, which is why you find it difficult, your rising sign, or rather your sun sign, your marital sector, your domestic sphere, and also your professional sphere, are all what we call fixed or immovable signs. So it's hard for you to break free. The greater your flexibility right now this month, the better you're going to find the results down the track. Try to be a bit flexible. Practice on little things if you can't really tackle those big sort of life events in the same way. Small measured steps will help you and give you the confidence you need to be able to say to yourself, look, hey, wow, I made a change and the world is still here. It hasn't collapsed around me. The full moon in Libra is in your 6th house as well. That occurs on the 23rd. It's an eclipse as well, so that's a very powerful one, indicating attention to the detail of your working environment and also your health. The Mars and Saturn conjunction that are going to take place and intensify over the next 3 or 4 months are also an indicator of health issues that you need to watch. We see that the karmic planet has moved out of your health area, but you may be left with some lingering, I guess what I'd call lag. So it's not enough to say to yourself, I've overcome my health problems, but you need to continue a program of judicious eating habits, rest, and most importantly, getting back to the theme of your reading this month, to relax and go with the flow and not react to the circumstances and the people around you. Now, if you want the day-to-day readings, we have those at the site astrology.com.au. It's about this time that I would also welcome you to consider a more in-depth reading which is based upon your time of birth. I'm here to help you with that if you'd like to delve more deeply into the secretive aspects of astrology based upon your time and your place of birth. And the remedial aspects as well, because in many branches of astrology you can be told about your character, about what's going to happen, but there are very few astrologers that will help you with the remedial aspect, the esoteric, metaphysical and tantric remedies that can help you break through some of these very deep and stubborn issues. Stubborn's the operative word, especially with your star sign. So do visit us there at astrology.com.au, and I hope to have your company here again next month. Take care now. Bye-bye.